war's over, but a soldier on, still battling the ghost. No, no, no. Oh. Still struggling to see the signs, too heavy for a heart like mine. Say,
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What is going on? 8:36 a.m. on this Friday, and today we're talking about Let's Talk Crypto. We're gonna get into the top altcoins to make sure that you have the right coins that you need to have, and are you in the position you need to be in for the 2025 bull run. My name is Chris. I want to welcome you to Crypto Secret X, and today we are going to get into it. But before we get started, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That helps the channel, that helps the algorithm grow, that helps get this video out in front of you, people like you who like these videos. And we're going to jump over to the market real fast to take a look at what the market is doing. And after we get into it, we're going to actually get into the depth of it, because a lot of people are getting ready for this bull run. But do you have the right coins? Do you have the right coins needed to help you for this next bull run? As you can see, we are still sitting in Bitcoin dominance at 56.88%. We're still in Bitcoin dominance. The second thing we got to look at, and when we're still in Bitcoin dominance, we have gone up a little bit with Ethereum dominance at 12.89%. But then let's scroll down. Let's take a look at just the overall market. Bitcoin is down 0.013 last hour. At 97,000. A lot of people are expecting a huge pullback, but I tend to disagree. With President Trump getting ready to take office on January the 20th, I don't see that. I see more people trying to, they have a lot of FOMO because they're trying to get in position before he is inaugurated. And because of that, that's why you see the market is so extremely greedy and so hot and so heavy. I just want you to think about that. A pro crypto president is getting ready to take office on January 20th, and you think people are going to pull out of Bitcoin? Maybe some of the big I call it the big tech holders. They may pull back to have a little drawback to bring in more retail. But the thing about it is you see it still hovering around at 97%. They're keeping that Solana at $243. XRP booming up to $1.69, up 21%. Dogecoin 41 cents. Some analysts think it's going to get to $1. Whew. I don't want to doubt it, because you got Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, which also takes the office along with President Trump. Cardano making a heavy comeback. It was all the way down 29 cents, back up to $1.96. AVAX. I'm going to talk about AVAX because I was looking at my portfolio, and there's some things that, well, I'm going to give you some other things to look at when you start getting an altcoin position. And you still have time. With some of these, you still have time, but it's going to take a little bit more than what you thought. I was figuring out one of my wallets that I thought was at $1 million, and I'm probably about like $300,000 off. And so I'll tell you why I say that. Stellar Luma. XLM 54 cent. We're going to scroll down. Now, I'm only going to the ones that I think, Chainlink 1801, but there's one Sui. Sui down 2.23%, up $3.42, but that is the sleeper. I think this is going to be the biggest sleeper in the 2025 bull run. I really do. I think people still have not realized what Sui capability is. And that's one of the things that I think everybody's sleeping on. We're looking at Pepe up 4.2026. Will it get back to his all-time high? But Pepe is one that a lot of people are going to be buying. Near Protocol 687. Let's go down. Litecoin is at 98.31. I'm still, I think Litecoin, a lot of people may buy Litecoin because of the last bull run. I'm not sure if they're going to be that big of a catalyst in this next one. Aptos, a sleeper, 1310. And, do I think it's too late to get in Aptos at 7 billion? I'm not sure. Hedera bar is at 14. Internet Computer, I think one is still underperforming at 1160. But you know, it is at a $5.5 billion market cap. So wondering how much more it can grow. It does have a total of four circulating supply, 474 million. So that's something to pay attention to with internet computer. Gonna scroll down here. Let's go render. Render is one sitting at 4.5 billion, $8.72. I've also been high on render. Casper, still another one underperforming. It's claiming to be the Bitcoin 2.0, but Casper still, in my eyes, is still underperforming, of course, with Bitcoin running. We're gonna go down to let's see it, and these are just all the top 100. Mantle at 887, but Phantom is at $1.03. FTM up 48.74%, $2.8 billion market cap. And we're going to talk about Phantom too. And here's the other rounded up top 100. I'm not a big holder in some of these other ones here. Arweave I am at $21.98, up $1.98 from yesterday's 25.89%. And we're looking at a total of a $1.4 billion market cap. Has a lot of room to grow. Gala Games is moving up to 4 cents. Will it be able to get back to its all-time high? We don't know, but we soon shall see. Jasmine Coin is at 0.2. Quant is one I'm starting to look at. I just haven't made my mind up about this one, but after a while, it's going to be too late for me to make my mind up. But there are some things in Quant that I do like, and I will tell you about that. That kind of rounds it up. I'm kind of scrolling down the ones I do have. That's the top 100. And those are some of the coins I think that you will need to take a look at. Even though I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just giving you what I'm doing there. But let's go ahead and get into it. So you're getting ready for the 2025 bull run, and you're starting to ask yourself this one big question. And you're wondering, should I put my money in Bitcoin? Should I put my money in Ethereum? Should I buy Solana? Or should I try to find the next coin that may run? Let's say you got in late, or you're not quite in the position you want to be in, and you're trying to find that next 50 to 60x, even 100x type coin. And you're wondering how much higher can Bitcoin go in with the money you're putting in. Can I make a significant amount invested in Bitcoin, or do I need to look at another coin? This is the whole explanation of Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum dominance. Now you're understanding totally what dominance is. Dominance is basically when people are only looking at one coin, and Bitcoin is dominating at 50-some%, but you're starting to see Ethereum start to catch up. And why is that? Because after a certain point, investors will look at, and they will say, because it was at 57, now it's at 56.88. What they're going to say is, I'm going to look for another coin because Bitcoin is just too high. When you start, and what happens is, because new investors look at it like this, I can't get as much. I'm not even getting a whole one. I'm getting like a 0.0 this. And so then they start pulling back. And a lot of the heavy investors in Bitcoin know that. And so therefore, you're starting to see somewhat of a sell-off. You saw a huge sell-off right before I was about to get that, because people know, and the inauguration is coming up January the 20th. And just think about it. With January 20th inauguration coming up, with a president that's pro-crypto, people are just wondering, like, they are now trying to get into cryptocurrencies. We've seen a huge download of wallets. We've seen a huge influx of YouTube. Anytime YouTube videos are you're starting to see a lot of YouTube videos. You're starting to see a lot of views there. That is retail starting to come in, because they are now becoming curious. And where do people go when they want to find out news? They go straight to YouTube. They really do. And when we see that, YouTubers know that we're starting to get retailers in. When the market is down and everybody's kind of depressed, they're not even wanting to look at YouTube video. YouTubers not even wanting to do videos barely, because it's really nothing to talk about. But when the market starts heating up, almost every video on every coin you do kind of just runs, because you have people investing in it and they want to know what's going on with their particular coin. And so there are a lot of behaviors behind this that people really don't pay attention to. If they started to, they would start understanding a little bit deeper with crypto. Now, the second part of crypto, I know everybody likes to talk about the Fibonacci charts and this graph and that, but it is more about human behavior. It is really about human behavior. It is about partnerships. It is about what's going on behind the scene with the bigger companies. Just like with meme coins, it's all about the community and what's going on there. So now we have Bitcoin coming along with the president that is taking office, that is pro crypto, that is meeting with crypto exchanges like Coinbase and XRP, Cardano. Charles Hoskinson could be sitting on the crypto advisory panel. I mean, this is huge for crypto. So that's why a lot of people feel like this may be one of the last mega bull runs we see. Why? Because even though we have a pro crypto, when they start coming in with regulations and various things like that, a lot of things change a little bit. Now, is it for the good? Yes, because we needed this. This was something we've been waiting on for a long time. And because of that, a lot of you are just wondering, okay, if I'm not in the Bitcoin now and I got in too late and I got a few $1,000, or maybe I just have $1,000, but I want to make some money in this next bull run, what are you looking at? What could be that potential coin? And so that's what I want to talk to you about today is the next top 5 altcoins that you have an opportunity to get into. And here's the thing about a lot of these coins. It's like we're trying to guess the future. And what are you using to guess the future? Because you're looking at, when you look at coin market cap, you're looking at thousands and thousands and thousands of coins. Even in the top 100, it can be overwhelming because you don't know which coins to look at. So I want to try to help reduce that, even though I'm not your financial advisor, but there are some matrix that I look at in order to do this. And I'm going to show you an Excel sheet that I want you to take a look at. And this Excel sheet can probably break it down a lot for you. This is just one of that I was up doing this morning. So I want to try to bring this up for you. Let's see if I can get into it here. This is a little different than what I have been doing when I've been sharing my screens here. And so let me see here, Windows, and let me make sure this is how this goes. Okay, I think I can do it like this. Okay, let's go. Okay, now here's an Excel sheet. When you look at this Excel sheet here, you see where you have cryptocurrencies, circulating supply, all-time high, current holdings. If it goes back to an all-time high, target price, holdings needed. This is just a sheet that I make. And I wanted to give you some insight on this. If you're currently holding this amount here, what it could run to, then I went and typed in everything at its all-time high. Okay. So these are the coins at their all-time high. Now, some of these coins, I may say, I'm not going to mess with that now. Why? Because I just don't know. And some of them I will. Okay. Now let's look at XRP. And this is just helping you kind of get an idea when you start looking at this market and trying to get an overall viewpoint. So let's look at XRP. XRP currently has a circulating supply of 5705. And when you look at any of these coins, you got to look at the current supply. Not only are you looking at the current supply, you have to understand if there is an unlock period coming at any given point in time before December and going somewhere into January, because certain unlocks affect the price. Why? Because they add more. It's like inflation. They add more to it. Therefore, the liquidity has to be divided amongst more coins, which drives the price down. The more scarce it is, the higher the price goes. Okay. So let's look at XRP. XRP has 57.05 billion. Okay. Its all-time high was at $3.84. That was its all-time high. All right. Now, let's say you have a current holding of about 8,023. Okay. If you had 8,023 and if XRP was to get down to its all-time high, get back to its all-time high of $3.84, you have a total of $30,000 right there. 30,000. Okay. That's what you would have if XRP was to get back to its all-time high of $3.84. Now, the targeted price, and here's what people are thinking, and here's what I'm thinking with XRP. And so I'm going to go ahead and close this out, and then I want to jump over to another screen called Market Cap Lookup. And when I jump over to Market Cap Lookup, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay, so let's go to coin. Let's go to Market Cap, and I'm going to show you. All right, let's see here. I hope this is not bothering y'all with some of this stuff here. Got my little chair. I need to put some oil on this bad boy. It's making a lot of noise. Okay, now, and what are we trying to do? Everybody, well, I'm not going to say everybody, but many of you would like to be a crypto millionaire by the end of this bull run. And so, are you in position? Are you in position to be that crypto millionaire? And so I'm going to show you based on, let's look at XRP as a whole here first. So once I pull up XRP, then I'm going to give you some ideas of pricing. And this is not, I'm not looking at the chart. If some of y'all who are big chart people, you're not going to like this, because I'm looking at this off news, off what I'm seeing behind the scene, who's meeting with who's talking to who, what are the connections that's going on there. That's what I have a lot to do when it comes to the price. Okay, now, so let's let me get into this right here real quick. I want to show you this. Okay, got to go back. It's pulling up here. Okay, now let me show you this screen right here so you can see what I'm talking about. Share screen. Here we go. Okay, now when we look at the screen right here, we go to the screen, and the coin I'm talking about is XRP. Okay, I'm going to put in the circulating supply, 57,051,491,087. Okay, if it were to get back to its all-time high of $3.84, and that's what I'm going to put in, 84 cents. You're looking right now at a $219,725,774. Is that something that XRP can do? Yes, we already see it at $1 something now. Okay, now let's go back to the news and what's happening. When we go back into the news and we talk about what's going on, XRP, here's one of the things I like. Let's see. ANT. Okay. This is one of the news things I'm going to show you right here. And this is just one article. I want to share the screen with you. But Ripple CEO reacts to Trump's billionaire Treasury Secretary nominee. Okay, now Scott Bessent is his Treasury Secretary pick. Now I'm looking at some of the reactions, and Brad Garlinghouse has talked about this. He's excited about what Trump and who's Trump putting into office. These are like key things that are happening behind the scene. Not only is Trump putting in pro-crypto people, and they're really reacting great for that, but a SEC chair, which the SEC had a ton of lawsuits out against XRP and Ripple Labs, saying that it was a security. So now we understand that all those lawsuits can be dropped. So now where XRP had even threatened to leave the United States and just go ahead and go out, Trump came out at the Bitcoin 2024 convention and said, no, he's not letting that happen. We're not letting these companies over here leave the United States and go other places. If Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies are going to the moon, he wants America to lead the way. So with that being said, now we go back to XRP, and then which all that news is positive. All that news is positive for cryptocurrency and XRP. So now we go back, and here's another thing I like to do. I like to go back and look at just some of the particular charts here now. Now, here's the one thing I want to show you with XRP, and this is one of the things I do take in consideration when I'm giving price predictions, various things like that. There are some things that I do take into place. I look at this right here, the circulating supply. It's 57 billion tokens, okay? Now, when people tell you, then I scroll up here to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at $1.9 trillion, okay? But the circulating supply is only 19 million, okay? So we're talking tokenomics now. And if those of you who saying, okay, I have no idea what tokenomics is, we're talking the number of tokens, we're talking the number of stocks that are available to buy, okay? Bitcoin is at 1.9 trillion, okay? Ethereum, they only have 120 million, okay? And then they're at 3,000, but that's 120 million. Now, when you scroll down here to Solana, Solana has 474 million. They're at $243. Their all-time high was at roughly 263. 263, I think like 83, something like that. Okay. So now with Solana having 474 million, okay, XRP is number 5 with 57 billion. So now what you have to do, you have to take into account. I use Bitcoin as the specs above all specs. This is the coin above all coins now, and the godfather. Okay, so now when I do that, I jump back into the coin calculator, and then I'm going to give you the prediction what a lot of people come out on YouTube and say XRP is going to be $500. Well, unless they're burning, and then unless they have some unlocks here, if XRP was to get to $500, you're talking about, this is billions, 28 trillion, 525 billion, 745 million, $543,500. I don't think that's likely right there. Not at this. Now, even Bitcoin in 100-some thousand wouldn't be $28 trillion. Got to look at that. Got to think about that. Okay, now, I say roughly, if we get it $5, we're sitting at 285 billion dollar market cap. 285 billion. Is that feasible? Yes, it is. Very easy. Why? When you go back over to the matrix of what we're looking at with Bitcoin, $285 billion is not a lot. Let's look at a $6. We're looking at $342 billion. That's very likely. So now, even buying XRP at $1 with the possibilities of XRP hitting $6 with the banking and various things like that, that's very, very easy to come by. At $3.84, which was his all-time high, the last bull run, Bitcoin roughly got about like 70, I think it was around 70, 80 some thousand. I got to go back and look at it. I'm just pulling these numbers off the top of my head. But you're talking about $125,000 Bitcoin in this 225 bull run, and it could get a little bit higher, but that's kind of like one of my marking points that I've set up some exit points here. $6 is not out of the question there with XRP. So now you go back and look at how many of the tokens that you have now, and when you go back and look at some of the tokens you have, then here's what you look at. You go back to your sheet, and this is what I'm telling you. And this is just some of the ways you can go to see where you're at. So you go back to your sheet. Let's go back to your sheet now. And I'm making this your sheet here. Okay. You have 8,023. So that means you would have had to been accumulating here. If you didn't, let's say you would have like 500. then you would what you would do is, if that current holdings were only 500 and you bought $500 worth of XRP, then roughly you're looking at 6 times 500, which will be $3,000. Okay, so that's what you would have. And I'm going to go here over here, and I'm going to put a $1,000 investor. Okay, this is somebody with $1,000. You got $1,000. Okay, now if you were to put, if it was to get to $6, and you were to put 500 here, you would have a total of $3,000 there. Okay. All right. So now you got another 500 to play with. So now you kind of seeing where, when you're looking at all these coins, $1,000, and you're trying to get to $1 million, going this route could be kind of tough, because you're really stretching your money now. If you were to try to divide $1,000 into 19 different coins and try to put 20 over here and 30 over here, it's going to be kind of tough doing it like that. So what I'm trying to do is give people some realistic expectations here, but also trying to see how the market works and understanding, coming up with a better theory of how you choose your coins. Now, when I come down to SUI is still in what they call price discovery. And you say, well, what is price discovery? I have no idea. Price discovery is, we don't know SUI's height, its base. We have no idea. But we do know that there is some massive tech behind SUI. It's not a coin that last year in the last bull run that we were trying to come up with ways of, they were trying to come up with ways that they were telling us about things they were getting ready to roll out, but they weren't there. They were still in development. SUI is not in development. This is one of the things I keep emphasizing on SUI. SUI is already made. It's ready. It's ready for what's coming. It's ready for the masses. It's a difference in being ready and trying to get ready, telling people where you're buying on potential. You're not buying SUI on potential. You're buying SUI on what it can really do now. Okay. And when you look at that, and if you want to go into depth, you talk about SUI. You want to learn about SUI, I got a couple of videos. You can go back and look at some of the things. I talk about things that SUI have. I'm not going to get into that now, because we want to talk about altcoins and are you in position. Now, SUI at $4. Okay, that's where it's at now. But if SUI was to reach $21, we say, why? How did you come up with $21, and what makes you think that that's what the price is going to be? All right, let's go back and I'm giving you only my analysis of how I'm doing it. Now, you don't have to do it this way. You can go and say SUI is going to reach $500, but I'm just going off my analysis of what I'm looking at when it comes to these coins. And so I go back to SUI. The first thing I want to know is, what is the circulating supply? No, I do not know I don't want to know what the max supply is, because that's not what the market cap is based off of. It's based off the circulating supply. Okay, so now the total amount of SUI is 10 billion. Okay, but the circulating supply of SUI is only 2.8 billion. Okay, there are other things in position. I also I look at the market cap and where it is and where it could be, but there are matrix. I'm not saying all matrix are governed by one coin, but there are matrix that you can see with certain coins to get a realistic expectation. Now, does this mean that this is the only thing it can do? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean it's the only thing it can do, but there are matrix and specs and certain things that you can look at to kind of guide you or give you some insight on what's going on. Well, we go back to the news on SUI. Okay, what is the news on SUI? SUI news update. Well, you can see that plain and clear because everybody's talking about SUI. Okay. When I go to this page right here and I type in SUI, here it is. And there is one big thing. So I'm just going to show you this first page here. All right. So let's show you this first page here, and let's get into it when we talk about SUI. Okay. Here we go. Just Googling SUI. When you Google SUI, the first top story, Solana marks 2,719 increased. SUI surges as a new ETH meme Phi token. So SUI surges as a new ETH meme Phi token. SUI prices forecast pulls 325 million from Ethereum amid Bitcoin staking integration. These are just top stories, but that is huge. SUI forecast to pull. Why? Because now SUI is partnering with Bitcoin and allowing people to stake Bitcoin. You know what staking means? When you can stake Bitcoin, SUI's already ready for this. That means you can take your Bitcoin, stake it over in the SUI, and earn more Bitcoin. Do the math on that. SUI to launch Bitcoin staking. That's already. Meme market cap. SUI is up 30% in 24 hours. Is SUI season on the horizon? This is all news just in the last few days. Okay. When you scroll down, SUI price forecast, investors bridge over $325 mark on Wednesday. It's still in price discovery. SUI rose 12.9% in the last 48 hours. So now, when I come back to SUI, and there's so much I can go into SUI, okay? Then I jump over to the market cap. They have 2,845,750,695. There is a $64 million unlock that is coming. Even with a $64 million unlock, you're still only talking about roughly 9 million. That's not going to create any significant dip in the price. That's not a huge unlock. They probably need it for what's coming. But that's not a huge unlock. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into it. Now, remember, when we looked at XRP has 57 billion, and we said XRP potentially can reach a $6 mark. Think about it now. 2.8 billion. So now let's go back to the grail of all grails. What's that? Coin market cap. It gives us the whole thing. Now, we know what SUI has the capabilities of doing, right? But we want to look at specs. We want to see what are some of the specs that's going on the coin market cap. What does coin market cap tell us? Okay, we're looking at 19 million here. That's 5. But when I scroll up to the top ones, I look at Cardano. They're at 35 billion circulating. Then I go back to Solana, which has 474 million. Okay. Everything else, roughly 35 billion AVAX. So I'm trying to find one that's even close to it. Tokon. I never even heard of it. Ton. I mean, yeah, I heard of that. What am I talking about? 2.5 billion. Okay, that's 646. Okay, haven't heard much about Ton right now because I haven't even looked it up. So now Polkadot 1.5. Okay, we're scrolling down. SUI is number 18. We're looking at this. So I see $6. But I know one thing based upon technology and tech and what's going on. I continuously go back to Solana. Okay. Now Solana has a total of 474 million. That's about roughly, you're talking, 1.6 billion, something like that. That they have a little bit more. And so, but it's a $243 token. $243. So at 1.4 billion, I don't see it getting no $240 some dollars. I don't see that. But remember, we've been buying SUI right now. The current price is $3.43. Some of us have been buying it at $1. We see the tech that's coming behind it. So what can we expect? Okay, let's look at some of the market caps. When we get to the market cap with Solana, which it poses the same thing, we see a market cap of $115 billion. $115 billion. Okay. So now I scroll back down to SUI and I see a market cap of 9.7 billion. How high can a cryptocurrency that has its own meme coin launchpad that is now beginning to stake with Bitcoin, that also has an onboarding game, the OKX1, that you can actually bring in your assets and earn more. The lightning speed, whereas Solana is at 12, this is at 290 MPS. They've done more TVL than Bitcoin in the last 9 months with $7 billion. And so in 9 months now, okay? So now the total volume in the last 24 hours has been $934 million. So now let's go over to the market cap. With those being said, and we're looking at a matrix here, I'm going to say I'm going to keep it around the Solana $115 billion. That's where I'm going to keep it around, because I think it's comparable, if not better. But Solana, I'm not gonna fool with saying Solana's not Solana now. Don't get me wrong, but SUI is on the toe. It's stepping on the toes, man. So now let's go back over to the market cap. Now, when I put in just $7, you're looking at just a $19 billion market cap of a token that's being used. I think that's very undervalued when you talk about where SUI can go in this bull run with a president taking office. If we start looking at Solana and we start talking about where Solana is, let's say if I put in $21, we're still sitting at a $59 billion market cap. And that's rather modest, very modest. If you got to think about it, 59 billion. We're not anywhere close to what Solana is at 115. Let's go at 30 and let's see where we're at. We're at 85 billion. 85 billion. We still, let's look at it a little bit higher. Let's go to 42. Now we're at 122. Let's take it down. $40 SUI. That's only 113 billion. Solana's at 115 now at 263. So to even get to where Solana is just in market cap, you're talking about a $40 SUI. Can SUI do that? Potentially, yeah. In a bull run, a mega bull run, yeah. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just showing you why I'm so bullish on SUI. Why I am bullish on SUI. This is not prices I'm just pulling out my behind saying, oh, it's going to reach $2,000. Let's look at the Fibonacci chart and let's look at this candle. I'm going by off news, facts, partnerships. What are they putting together? That's what I'm doing. I'm going back and I'm looking, is this a usable cryptocurrency? And it is. It's very usable. A $40 SUI can be easily made right there. You do the math. You do the math on it. You tell me what you think. You're free to drop a comment down below. But I think that's something that is very feasible. Now, when people start getting to the $100 and stuff like that, 284 billion is not something that it can't reach, and it's possible. I think that's a very optimistic end. $100 SUI. Could we see it? Anything is possible. But could I see a $40 SUI here in this bull run right here? Yes, I can. So how many do you have? I figure it up on a 21 at a $21 mark, which is rather modest. Again, the very modest side here. When I figured it up on a $21 SUI. $21 SUI. If you have just 1,000, you're talking about $34,146. 34,000. If you just have 1,000 of them, that investment right now will cost you roughly about $4,000. You do the math. You tell me. Okay, now, so that's my take on SUI. Man, I didn't realize I was doing this much time, but I'm just trying to show you some ideas, because when you get into looking at how you're looking at some of these coins, you got to look at their usage. Is the team working? You got to look at just what's the circulating supply. Are there any coin unlocks? Those are just various things. So now, if I'm trying to get in position for altcoin season, I mean, trying to diversify your portfolio at this point, trying to get 15, 20 cryptocurrencies, and you have limited amount of money, would you, if you haven't been doing this since 2020, 21, like some of us have, then you need to look at trying to get the best altcoins that you possibly can get. Okay. Now, what are those altcoins? Again, I'm just trying to give you some specs and matrix on what you can look at. Now, would Sui be in there? Yes, I would have Sui in there, and Sui will probably be at the top of my portfolio. If I was a newbie coming in, it would be at the top. I would be constantly DCAing, and now you have it's November, so you have November, you got December, you got January. Now let's divide that into months. Let's look at roughly how many days you have here, if you wanted to kind of break it down. And I'm talking to a regular Joe Blow. I'm not gonna say Joe Blow, but let's say, all right, so in December you got 31 days. Okay, you roughly get paid twice a week, 2 times a week. Okay, I'm going to go on an average. Let's say average person makes a. They said average person makes, I would say, roughly household average. Let's go about $50,000. Okay, so let's say you're making $50,000. That's your average amount of money that you're making now. How much is that a month? Let's figure that up. Times in the 12, 50, 4,000, 48, 5 would be 60. So let's go about 4,000. Let's get it exact. Let's get it exact here. Okay. And I'm doing this. Of course, you got taxes, but everybody taxes are different. So I can't go off the tax rate. I'm just gonna go off a basic $50,000 income. Somebody is trying to get in, that they have no clue what they're doing, and they're coming to YouTube. You come to YouTube and you're trying to find out how to get it. So you got $50,000 is what you're making a year. We'll divide that into 12. So you're roughly making $4,166. You're gonna divide that by 2. You're making about 2,083. Okay, now let's see, how much could you afford to put back without really worrying about your money? How much could you afford to put in? If you were to put in $100 at a $4 SUI, you're getting roughly about 25. So that's 50. Okay. Now the 1,000 is way off, because you're talking about only 100 a month. Then when you look at January, when President Trump takes office, you got another week. So you're roughly talking about 150 times, let's say 100. And let's say 100 times $40. You're looking at turning that roughly into about what? 4,000? I think that's a good turnaround. Wouldn't you say so? 40 times 100. Yeah. I think that's $4,000 that you could turn that. And that's if you just decide to put $50 in every 2 weeks. Realistic. I'm just giving you some numbers. Okay. Could anyone use extra 4,000? Yep. And you know what? That could set you up for another bull run in the next 4 years. If you don't have 4 years now, and I'm not advising you to go and try to take out all your retirement and all your savings and dump it over. But if you can get in position, if you do have 1,000, where you can put like $200-$300 in on that, then hey, that's a possible. Now on the bottom end, roughly about $6-7 on the bottom end of SUI. On the top end of SUI, I say 40. A very exceptional SUI, $100. Bam. Now you're really doing pretty good at $100. Okay, so that's one of the ones with SUI. Let's see here. Let's see. Just looking. Okay. So then let's jump over. And I'm going to get to the comments. But in a little bit here. But let's jump over. So now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually release a video here coming soon of some very high risk tokens that are currently on the cryptocurrency market that could potentially, run up. But you don't want to you need to have a portfolio that's somewhat diversified. But when you're just coming in and you're trying to get in position right now, you don't have that much space right now with this thing to be trying to diversify and $20 here, $10 here, $5 over here. You can't do it. I mean, you're not going to make that kind of money. And at this point, you're not, even though we want to make life changing, there is a way you can make life changing, but we're getting into a degen type investment, basically gambling, basically meme coins, which has that type of run, but that's not a very secure type run. I'm talking to you on the safer side of things now. Okay. There is another side of crypto. It's high risk. It's like the dark side of crypto. Okay. But we're talking about the blue collar. Hey, let's get into it now. So what about trying to get a portfolio if you're that person that you're trying to make that 20, 30,000, now the people who are in place now you may see this video as, you know what, I might need to up my position here a little bit more because I've got stuff over here and over here. Like I got stuff in coins, they ain't doing nothing. And I mean, I got a lot of money over there. And now the thing I'm wrestling with is, should I pull it out and move it over here? But we all know how that is, chasing the bull run. When you start chasing the bull run, the next thing you know, crypto is also very unpredictable at times. And then that son of a gun start running. And now I'm going to be shooting myself in the foot because of the price I bought it at. So with me, I kind of did that before. So experience sometimes can limit you, and about taking risks too. So it's a double-edged sword. All right. So now let's go back to the chart again. So now we got an idea about SUI when it comes to that. So now let's go ahead and go back to the chart again. And let's get into the windows. So we saw SUI. Okay. So now I got it at 21. If you had 1,626, if it hit $21, you have 34,000. Now, just between XRP and that's a total of about $64,000 you got right there. All right, now let's go to Solana. Many people had an opportunity to buy Solana at $9. $9. But it was so much turmoil going around it that a lot of people missed that opportunity. Now Solana is $263. Solana is going to run. That is $263 is a very modest price for Solana. Very modest. When you start talking about Solana, now the specs of that, I start looking at Ethereum. I just do. Now, can Solana flip Ethereum? Who knows? Okay. But at $263, it's not very appealing to retailers. Most people that's in Solana, we've been there for a while. To have 61 Solana, that means you have to put in like $16,043. The average Joe Blow don't have $16,000 laying around and they can just throw in Solana. They just don't. So Solana is more so for the heavyweights or the people who are already in position that's kind of gotten there. Now, you can buy one or two that kind of help balance your portfolio out. It's kind of like how some of us are buying Bitcoin. We don't have some of them don't have no $99,000 to buy a whole Bitcoin when we could have bought it at $15,000. We could have bought it at what? 15,000, but we didn't. We missed that opportunity. But we did buy some because we knew it was going to come back. We just didn't buy as much as we should have bought. You know that. Okay, now, so when you look at Solana at $263, what's the possible price of Solana? Well, Solana's sitting at 115 billion. We know that. But then when we look at Ethereum, Ethereum is sitting at roughly, what is the market cap on Ethereum? And that's the one I compare Solana to. Ethereum is sitting at a market cap of $434 billion. Okay, billion. So now, how much room does Solana have? If you forex that, which means a forex, that means it would roughly get up to around $800. If you got to $800, you're talking about a 400 some billion dollar forex. So what is a forex? A forex is basically you put $100 in, you multiply it times 4, you got $400. That's not appealing to some people. Okay. Now, those of us who have 60 and 70 Solana or 100 Solana, that's appealing to us. Because if you got 16,000 and you forex, you're looking at roughly about what, 60 some $1,000. That's appealing to us. A lot of us in that case will constantly start DCAing because we have a strong ability to make a lot more money. So now buying 1 or 2 Solana from our standpoint, it would be beneficial. Even at $263, we're not losing out because we see where if it goes a forex on what we already have, we're looking at close to $70,000, $80,000 on top. So now you add that, you add SUI, you add Solana, you're roughly getting around $100 some $1,000. You're roughly getting around that 6-figure type portfolio. And again, January 20th, we're expecting that bull run. January 2025. So now you're getting a basis and an understanding of what we are looking at. And so, and here, let's go back to the specs again. Are you in position? Are you in position to make the 200,000, to make the 300,000, to make the $1 million? You got to go. You need to develop an Excel sheet, take all your cryptocurrencies, go through every wallet, put it all down. And this will also help you with an exit strategy. You got it? Because some of us don't have an exit strategy. We're just kind of filled with euphoria. And our expectation is I want to make $1 million, and you're going to ride this son of a gun all the way back down to bear market. I'm trying to help stop you from that. I don't want you to do that. But a lot of people could get caught up into that because of they don't have a realistic plan and an exit strategy. I promise you, if you do this on the Excel sheet, I promise you, it will help you on your exit strategy. It will give you some realistic expectations. It will let you know how much you're willing to gamble. It'll let you know, okay, what was some of the price targets and where did I buy that? And you can realistically see where it possibly can go in higher. Now, some of these are going to go much higher than what I have on this Excel sheet. But when we look at the cryptocurrency market here, when I look at Solana, I look at Ethereum. I'm just giving you point blank facts what I do. When I look at Solana, I look at Ethereum. And when I see that $434 billion market cap, okay, now I see 12.89% dominance. So it's starting to pick up as we speak. My price, I look at this, 433. So now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into Solana. And I'm not, and here's where, and I've had people call me and say, hey, Chris, should I buy Solana? Should I buy SUI? What should I buy, man? What should I buy? You know why? Because a lot of them slept when I was telling them to buy this, and they were like, I ain't buying that stuff. That stuff's a scam. And now it's kind of like they're panicking and they're wondering, like, what should I buy? Like, what should I go and get? Well, let's look at it. Let's go back to our market. All right, we see where Solana is. Okay, now. All right, so now Ethereum's at $4,000. Okay, 4,000. We also know that Ethereum's market cap is currently sitting at, let's see, where Ethereum's market cap is at $433 billion. Okay. If Solana was to go to where Ethereum is at 433, okay, at a 4x, let's look at that. Let's see if we did get an $800 Solana. We're at $379 billion. That's not the exact price where Ethereum is right now. Okay. Let's go to a 950. A 950 Solana. 451. I'm gonna take it down a little bit more. Let's go 900. 427. A $900 Solana. So if you got 60 Solana, 60, and I'm just going to throw that number out. If you got 61 Solana times $900, you're looking at $54,900. So that is, if you got 60, should you be up in your position? A $900 Solana is very feasible with a cryptocurrency, again, that has usage, that has a mega meme coin sector. They have cell phones that people actually use. They're partnering. They have people that are onboarding games now. All you got to do, again, go to the news. Go to the news. Fibonacci charts are good, but the news is better. Why is the news better? Because you're getting updates of what's going on with the company. You're not just shooting, like flying the night. Let's see. I'm trying to get to Solana price updates, latest Solana news. Let's see here. Solana news, including live updates. Let me see. We're just trying to find some latest news. It's not kind of like Sui. But here's what, and I'm just going to one page. You got top analyst says Solana ready for a new all-time high. Solana cup to handle. Formation suggests incoming. Major move Solana, Vanex, and 221 shares file ETF. Solana's filing an ETF. So that's something to look at right there. Solana's filing an ETF. Let's see. Solana hits all that we know about that. Solana eyes $500 as cup handle. Pattern signal. Analyst Peter says Solana swing can push prices to 274. So the only news I see that's really big right here is an ETF. Unlike Sui that's partnered with Bitcoin, Solana's hit an ETF. Solana already has the meme coins out. But that ETF can be big right here with 21 shares. And Vanek, that can be big. That can be very big for Solana. And so now you're seeing what we're talking about when it comes to this. Oh, man, don't tell me I don't want to go through that, what you call it, all that price. Get a little lag in my computer there. But when we see this, what we're seeing that Solana has the capabilities of actually being able to hit 900, and that's in high optimistic. Now, a very modest Solana. Let's look at a very modest Solana and see what we're talking about here. I'm not sure. My computer looks like it's lagging to me. I'm not sure if it's lagging to you guys. Maybe somebody could drop a comment here and let me know. Let's see. Let's go back here. Now, let's say we get to a $500 Solana. We're talking about $234 to $37 billion market cap. That's something that Solana could easily hit with their eyes closed. It's already at 115 billion. Solana can hit that with their eyes closed. A $500 Solana, that's very easy. So those of you who are in position now, if I'm a newbie coming in, I may try to buy a little bit of Solana, but you're not looking at a very significant, you're not looking at a life-changing money buying 1 or 2 Solana. You're just not. I'm sorry to tell you, but you're not. Even if it goes to $900, you're talking about $1,800. Now, $1,800 can be a strong basis for us, helping your portfolio, where if you put 1,000 in, you're looking at roughly about close to $500 of that going in that. So if you bought that and Sui, you're looking at 2 main coins, that's not life-changing, okay? that is where you can add a little money onto it, but it's not life changing. All right. But if you got like 60, 70 Solana, now you need to ask yourself, do I need to get more? Well, where do you want to be? How much money do you want to make? I'm not your advisor. I keep telling you that, but I'm just telling you my outlook on what I'm doing here. And by me doing this, what I'm basically telling you is that even at a $500, at a $237 billion market cap, that is extremely low for Solana. Extremely low for Solana. I will tell you that. That's extremely low. $900, that's where Ethereum is right now. Okay. That's where Ethereum is. And of course, you're going to see money start flowing. And where you're going to see investors is those of us who missed the $15,000 Bitcoin, who missed the $1,500 Ethereum, but we're in position with Solana because some of us may be holding 120 Solana. Solana is where we're going to go. And then the next one right up under that, or right beside that, is Sui. Why? Because Sui on the top end can reach 100. Very optimistic end, very like, as they call it, being real, $21. A very low ball on Sui is $6 or $7. That is low ball in Sui. I can tell you that now. In my standpoint, that is a very low ball. A $21 Sui is very close. Very close. All right, so let's get back to the chart. I hope this is giving you some insight on just how you're picking your positions. And if it is, do me a favor now. Smash that like button, man. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be bringing you a lot more information like this. Now, I know I'm not going to have time to go through every one of these coins, like 19, and I'm already over an hour here. But I am going to be coming back tonight. But this is just a breakdown overview. Now, Arweave and those things. So that's dollar amount, how I figure out a price analysis of that. That's how I get. Now, the next thing I get into, and this is what some of you beginners I think you really need to look at, is you got to pay attention to how many tokens are in circulation. Okay. And when people give you these outlandish $10,000, they may be saying that, but they may be talking about 20, 30 years from now. Some of us may not have no 20 or 30 years left on the planet. You understand what I'm saying? And I hate to say that, but a lot of us are looking for this significant gain now. If you're just getting in, you're a youngster or whatever, you got a great opportunity. But if you're kind of like, a little older and you got money sitting aside that you're trying to turn, or you're trying to, make more off of it. When you get into cryptocurrency, like when I look at the top five coins, you're looking at coins that's been around for a while. You're not looking at coins that's going to go to zero tomorrow. Now they could, don't get me wrong, but any company can go bottoms up. But when you start looking at investing like $10, $12, $15,000, some of y'all may have a little bit more. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. If I had to pick out of all of these right here, XRP and Sui, and I'm just not getting in and I'm trying to look for a significant gain, I'm going Sui. I'm going XRP, and I'm going Solana. And if I could get one Ethereum and it not hurt me from getting my supply up with everything else, I'm gonna go with Ethereum. But the thing with XRP just went up another 10 cents as I was even talking to y'all, $1.71. Their all-time high was $3.84. That's like $1 and something. That's roughly what, $2.13 away. $97 billion market cap. Solana at 115, $3.84 was his all-time high. That's very feasible, man. So those are the ones I'm looking at. Those are safer cryptocurrencies. And for you, it's new, it's coming in, these are the safe ones. Now, I know a lot of y'all got that gambling spirit now. Y'all want to get that DGen. Okay. That when you start talking about DGen, when you talking about 10,000X and all that stuff, you're looking at meme coins. Okay. Now, meme coins is going to be another video we talk about. This is not that video, but that's one of the videos that I will talk about on a DGen side. Now, when you get in the DGen side, I will not play with my life savings in a DGen site. Why? Because it is raw, 100% gambling. Okay. Let me bring my camera into your eyes so you can see what I'm talking about. And when I say gambling, I'm not talking about like Las Vegas. Yep. Well, it's a little bit like that. I'm not talking about where you're going, but what you're basing DGen meme coins off, human behavior, community involvement, because the coin has no tech behind it. It's just a picture. And you have to base it upon people holding, except for what, even then, but Sui has added something again into the game that nobody else has. Okay. That's why I keep telling you, if you're going to do it, Sui, S-U-I, look at it. Okay. Now, let me jump down one because I see we got some comments here. I'm going to pause for a brief commercial break, and then I'm going to be right back because I want to jump into quant. I want to respect those of you who left the comment there, but I do want to pause for this brief commercial break, and then we will be right back right after this.
Welcome to Looney Coin. The Green Rabbit Army is here, and we're taking over the Solana and Sui blockchains with unstoppable energy. Join a community that's absolutely loony crazy. We're on a mission to be the most explosive, hype-driven, and fun coin in the crypto space. Get ready to go loony with us, and let's take this coin to the moon together. Yo, have you heard? Ted's here to shake things up on the blockchain. Not just any bear, baby. The only bear with these legendary 3D glasses, dripping style across Solana and Sui. No bull market? No problem. Ted brings the party to the market. Bull or bear. Ted isn't your grandpa's investment coin. Oh no, hold tight, because this bear's gonna take you to the moon and back, baby. Ted, the only bear worth holding. Get yours today on Solana and Sui.
All right, I'm back, and as we get into it, I'm going to jump over to some of the comments we have here. Of course, do you think Sui will 10x in the current price at $3.30? Yep, I sure do. I predict on the top end $40 Sui, at the low ball in Sui. I would say Sui $6-7, but Sui's already at $4. That's a low ball on Sui. Let's say 6 or 7. On the top end, 40. Being a realist, $21 Sui. So I think Sui can be really, really, really big there. Again, quant. You have somebody here asking about quant. Now, quant has jumped on my radar here a little bit. And when I say quant, it's roughly $93. Now, if you got some dry, as they call it, that dry powder, I get that from Larry. Stock up with Larry. He always say, make sure you got some dry powder around. But anyway, when it comes up with the quant, QNT, if you haven't gotten in position, let me pull quant up and I'll let you see what I'm talking about here. Let's go. I told myself I was gonna stop doing that in the mic. All right, it's not in the top 100 there. So I gotta put it up here. Quant QNT. Okay, let's look at quant and let's see what we're talking about with quant. All right, here we go. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get into quant and let's take a look at it and let's see where quant could possibly go. I haven't I haven't been following quant a lot, but the matrix. I like to look at the matrix. Number one of the things that kind of caught my eye with quant was this right here. It's only 12 million in circulation. There's a total. The max supply is 14.88 million. Now remember, Bitcoin has 21. Okay, so when I jump over into my market cap calculator, and I'm putting it in there right now. Let's see, pace. Okay, Quant's all-time high was $428.38. That was his all-time high. You see that right here. Then I look at the all-time chart. Of course, you see where we had the big old spike here back in 2021. That's where it reached its all-time high, 2021, and then it's kind of tapered off. Okay, now I'm looking at the predict. I don't see many people bullish. I don't see the bullish thing. I see a few, but now the thing I had to go over to quant is I have to really do a deep dive research on the team and what they're doing. And are they still passionate about their project? And so I jump over to quant here, and let's see here. Okay, this is the one thing that kind of threw me off with quant. Last post here was September 30th. Okay, so that's roughly September, October, November. That's roughly like a month that they have posted. September 30th, they were kind of posting regular. September 25th, October 1st. Let me see. I'm just kind of looking down. Maybe this was last year. They kind of reposted some posts there, so kind of went through and just hit a few things, but it wasn't nothing like spectacular what they were talking about. Then I jump over to the website here, and then I go to the Quant Foundation just to see some of their things I want to hit. Oh, I didn't want to hit accept all. Quant Digital, the Foundation of Digital Finance. Let's see here. Kind of like a basic website, who, what, about. But then I kind of, I did not get into the news. So I see they aren't really posting on the X page anymore. And then, so let's see, QNT, crypto, news, price updates. Are there any new partnerships that they're forming? Anything like that? Let's see. This is kind of like all I get right here. I get the Twitter page, Forbes. Let's see, when was this article? London-based said the revolutionized blockchain will develop blockchain over ledger. I'm not sure when this article was written. Let's see when this article here was written. Golly, man, they got this thing like on lock. 1129 quant price. It's kind of like a bar graph about quant, digital assets, Forbes, kind of just talking about it. You probably can find something. It's just not a lot of news on it. With quant, I think people are going to buy it because it was one of the coins that ran the $430 some. But even on quant, you see Bitcoin and Ripple XRP suddenly saw a massive Trump $100,000 price, green light. You see what I'm saying? Like there's news, there's something being said. And this is the stuff where, I don't know. Now, what's going to happen? You're going to get people who have been holding quant and people who got out of cryptocurrency in 2021 are going to come back and say, you know what? I remember when quant was $400 some and now it's only $93. I want to buy some. I'm going to get that quant. Got it. I thought about it. I thought about buying one because it was 434, but I just don't. I just like from. I'm not going to downplay anybody's crypto, right? Because there are some people that are really banking on quant making a comeback to $400. I just don't see the news. I don't see them. The teams that listen, the team's got to be passionate about it. Now it's going to run some now because people are going to buy because people are looking for what? They're looking for the next coin that they can get in position with. But the QNT, I'm just not seeing no news on the X page, and I'm just saying now, I'm just saying. I see a few retweets. But that's about all I see. So it makes me a little nervous there. What I'm saying is, I don't want to get caught with a coin that just goes up like 2x, $180 some because some people who weren't really doing their homework just kind of dived in and bought a few quants and said, man, it's going to $400. Just go to $180. Team got to be doing something. And here's what I'm talking about. This is what I mean by that. And I'm just going to jump over and show you what I mean by that. Okay. So let's go here. All right. And I'm going to go here. All right. And let's go. Okay. Now, here's what I'm talking about, an active site. Okay. Now, when I go to, and I know, but when I go to SUI, you see, we got 864, right? 21 hours ago, a few weeks ago, we found a bug effect asking rewards certain tokens. Bam. Updates have been fixed. Memes live on SUI. They got the memify, they retweeting that, diving into SUI. But you see the OKX, you see these are things that's happening now. The commercials, like you see what I'm saying? Like it's stuff that's going on that the team is working, and you see that. But when I see it ain't no post been for like 2 months, I'm one of the team just moved on. They say, hey man, let's go ahead and let's leave a little dry pot over there so we can get our run up. But when people buy, and then we'll kind of cash out the rest. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do know when you come over here, you see a whole different ball game here. And this is what I'm saying right here.
Ecosystem of apps and digital assets. However, before you can start your sweet journey, you'll need to understand some basic concepts. Step 1, how to set up your wallet. Your wallet lets you connect apps.
SUI is trying to have the most wallets. So am I going to load up on Quant versus SUI? Nah. But the token, this person is right. When he says this, crypto homes, the tokenomics are there. Like, here's the thing what I'm showing you. When he says tokenomics, this is exactly what he means with tokenomics. Let me go ahead and go here. Let me close this out first. All right. The tokenomics, he is so right. The tokenomics of Quant is there. And this is what I mean by that. The circulating supply is 12 million. So if Quant was to go up to $600, you're looking at roughly a $7.2 billion market cap at $600. But the thing about it is the team isn't doing anything. So with the team not doing nothing, they're not getting new eyes on it. So this is kind of like what they call them old dinosaur coins that people bought. They have a lot. If I had Quant, for me, I probably would move it over in the SUI. I just think I'm not your advisor. You can't just base it off what I'm telling you, but y'all, you get the picture. I think you get the picture. So I ain't gonna dwell on your coin like that. But Quant at one time was rolling. It was rolling. And so you see it at 94. It's all-time low in 18, and it's been out like over 6 years. Was it 16 cents? And so that's that right there. All right, let's jump back over. We've been on here, man. We've been here for about an hour, y'all. But are you in the position you need to be in for this 2025 bull run? And I hope this is giving you some insight and understanding of where you need to be and what you need to be doing in order to get your coin or get your portfolio where it needs to be. Okay. You look here down in the top 100, AVAX. Now, AVAX, I do like a lot. And, I'm kind of upset with myself. I didn't really get AVAX when it was down like $21 and $15 and stuff like that. Okay. It's at $44, but the potential AVAX has with the tokenomics. And when I look at AVAX, okay, now let's look at the total supply. They got 715 million. Okay. Right now in the total supply, they have 447 million tokens. And so that's not a bad supply right there. Okay. Now, realistically, where could we go? And what is AVAX doing now? Okay. Now, AVAX, if you don't know what AVAX is, let's go over and explain a little bit what AVAX is and what it's all about. So, AVAX is a layer 1 blockchain that functions as a platform of decentralized application. I'm just going to go on through it, aiming to unseat Ethereum, which I don't think it's going to do that now. But the most popular blockchain, smart chains, it aims by having higher transaction output, 6,500 transactions per second. Okay, now let's look at the vision of what AVAX had. They do have their own meme coins. I haven't seen a launch pad with AVAX. Maybe somebody can show that to me, but I haven't seen that, and I think that's one of the main things. But here's the thing when it comes to AVAX, that, when you get on here is the gaming. And so AVAX full testnet, 40 million grants on Restore here. Let's see here. Trying to get to where it's one little thing I wanted to see on AVAX. But I think one of the things with AVAX, I think it can really run, but I still think AVAX is trying to find their identity, to be honest with you. I think that's one of the things that they are doing, but they are still trying to find their niche. They have a lot of potential. They have a lot of potential where it could be. And a lot of crypto buyers, we will buy on potential. We will take that chance because of where it could run. But, right now they got the AVAX 9000 testnet. It's now live. You see here with Amazing connecting with the Dino community and the most recent meetup ecosystem, AVAX 9000. They are trying to get into gaming. But I just still think they're still trying to find that identity, that one main thing that kind of pushes them over the edge. And I think they're just kind of in the middle right there. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe some other people, may think a little different. But I know they're getting into gaming, but the thing, it's like they're still fighting a little bit. They're still fighting, just to find that niche. And I think once they find that, I think you'll see some things start really falling into place. Now, where could AVAX go? Well, what was the AVAX all-time high? It's set at roughly, let me see, what did I have AVAX? $146.21. Okay. And I think a lot of that had to do with the gaming sector pulling over and some of the other things they had coming into place. We did see the dip. But I think one of the things that AVAX has to do, they're going to have to make a strong push, because the thing with SUI compared to AVAX is a lot of things are already in place. And I think the cryptocurrencies now, they're going to have to come up with things that and put it into place. Like they're going to have it out. It can't be in development. And the reason why I say it can't be in development is because uh, you've been out 4 years now. Okay. And so you have to be able to deliver on a lot of things. They have a lot of various things, like they have the X chain, the P chain, the C chain. They have all that. Um, they talk about the coins that are in circulation. And one of the things that says that makes it unique with AVAX is that it solves the problem. AVAX designed three interoperable blockchains: the C chain, which is employed to create and exchange native AVAX token and other assets similar to ERC20 standard Ethereum. These tokens follow a set of standard rules. It is used the AVAX consensus mechanism. The C chain hosts smart contracts, decentralized applications. The platform chain, the P chain, coordinates network validators, tracks active subnets, and enables the creation of new subnets. So those are things, but it still has to have that. They got to find that identity. And once they find that identity, I think AVAX can run now. Will it get back to the 146? It's possible. It's possible. And the reason why I say it's possible, because you can probably see people start just kind of gravitating over, because once they start seeing these other tokens run, again, everybody's trying to find the token and get in it early. They're trying to get in early because some of them may have missed it. And they heard people talk about AVAX in the last bull run. Sometimes past bull runs, people will go back and buy because of past bull runs, like Illuvium. Illuvium was $2,000, and people are buying Illuvium now because they're like, it's possible it can get back to $2,000. Illuvium has the game out. Will it get back there? I'm not sure if it's going to make it no $2,000 now. Not with all the other gamings like Superverse and all those other games coming out. I'm not sure if it's going to make it there, but the old OG crypto analysts that have been in it for a while, they're going to take a chance. They're going to buy those cryptos. They're going to load their wallets up that they sold off at real low prices when everything was bearish. They sold off, and then they're going to come back and they're going to jump back into old cryptos, not knowing that there are new, more innovative cryptocurrencies out there. And that's the thing I don't want you to do. I don't want you to be stuck in cryptocurrencies that may only 2x or may 1x because people are just buying it off. They call it on the strength that I hope it runs back like it did before, with no factual evidence of work, usage, or anything. They're just buying it on the strength of potential. I don't think we can afford to do that in this bull market coming up, buying cryptocurrencies on the strength of potential. I think we have to buy it on the strength of, what are you doing? Like, we got to see proof of the work now. We got to see the evidence of what you're saying you're going to do. We got to see that now, because I think with a pro crypto president, you got to understand now, I don't think that government is going to support potential coins. They're going to no, show me what you're doing. We need to see the work. We need to see things in place now. Now, if that's in place, yeah, that's great. Potential, nah, we're not endorsing that. They're more like what have you done for me lately? And if it ain't working, they ain't messing with it. And y'all kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. They're not messing with it. But that's the overall. So let's rethink. Let's look at our portfolios. And I listed a couple of altcoins there. I listed Solana. I listed Sui. Arweave. You got to look at Arweave, Render, and with the GPU units. And so everything else, I'm going to come up with a more in-depth one. But with the altcoins, and if you're new, now if you're already in position, You may want to, like, you already got the 60, 70 Solanas. You may want to up your position. Are we looking at $900 Solana coming up? You tell me, you let me know, but I think it's on the cuff. That's the highest. I mean, that's what I would give it on the top end. Now, on a realist end, 5, maybe 600. On the realist end, it's already at the 200 something. It's already there. You know what I feel about SUI? 6, 7 is a low ball. 21 realist, 40 top end. XRP, $3.84. It's already there. Okay. The realist, $5. Top end, 7. Right around in there. That's my end. When it comes to Ethereum, if you got $25,000 and you want to, and you can drop that kind of money in Ethereum, I think you're roughly looking at about a $6,000, $7,000 Ethereum. 10,000, 20,000. I don't know. I don't think the dominance will stay there long when it comes to Ethereum. I think the FOMO will be so heavy because of what Bitcoin does that people are kind of going to drop to Ethereum a little bit, but these are going to be OGs in the game. But the retail people are going to go at what's lower and what we can buy. And so that's where you're going to start seeing the money start flowing. And of course, when we start seeing the regulations come in, we're going to see some great prices, but we don't know what type of regulations there'll be. We know it will be pro-crypto, though, because of the people they're putting in place, which makes it a lot better. I think XRP is destined to see an explosion, but that $500, $600 XRP, I don't see that. Not making it a $28 trillion market cap. I just don't see that. Maybe somebody else sees that. I just don't see that. But if you've been buying XRP at 50 cents and 29 cents, and even at this price, to get a $5 or $6, that's almost a 5x. It is. If you look at $1 something now, even a 2, 3, 4, 4x plus around there. So I mean, whatever you got, 4x times your money. So if you put in, if you got like what, $2,000 or $3,000, looking at $12,000, roughly right there. So, you know, XRP, SUI, Render. And I'm just looking now in the chart. Cardano, I wouldn't give up on Cardano. I really wouldn't. And the reason being, and I understand, I think people penalize Cardano because of Charles Hoskinson. And he's a great guy. He speaks out. He speaks out more from, sometimes some people may consider it a liberal approach, and it may not come off, but I think he's a really good guy, and I think he's really building something good there with Cardano. He just wants to do it a certain way, and sometimes people may not consider that the aggressive way, but I think he's looking at more longevity. And because of that, you know, we're in the microwave kind of, let's get to it. And he's like, you know, this is a process. It's a journey. I'm going to do it this way, and we're going to kind of move. And I think sometimes that just doesn't appeal. Like, he has the good guy approach. I think with XRP, sometimes XRP has the bad boy approach. You know, you're not going to bully us. We're coming at you. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do, we can do. I think you get that from Brad Garlinghouse. I think that's why he took on SEC. Man, you can bully us. It is what it is. Let's go at it. Ethereum is just there. I think Solana is just one of those ones that people know. Solana is there. But SUI is one of those cryptocurrencies that's that's watched everybody from afar do his things, and then they kind of say, hey, before we go, let's make sure this is in place. We got this, we got this, we got this. Let's go out and say, hey, we already got it done. Here we are. And they're coming out like that. So I think you're looking at these coins, and this is what I'm talking about when I say AVAX. Those coins have personalities. They have, like, they have a personality that appeals to people, even though it's tech, but their founders have a certain appeal, and it draws in certain type of people. And XRP had, it's more like, we're gonna take on the government no matter what. You're not gonna silence us. You're not gonna bully us. We're gonna, and that's what made the XRP. They call it the XRP army. It made them really, like it is what it is. We coming. Now, some of us, we lost a little faint at heart when we didn't see it run, but they just had that kind of like, hey, we coming. And Bitcoin, Bitcoin is just Bitcoin. It's the OG of them all. I don't know any. The only person I know that's really speaking out on Bitcoin is Michael Saylor in the big tech companies now. Michael Saylor like now is emerging himself as the godfather. That's why he's trying to accumulate so much. But right now, Bitcoin doesn't have anybody just face. We got Satoshi, which people don't even, they say they don't know who Satoshi is. So it's kind of like an imaginary person. Some people say they know, but Bitcoin is just the speck of all specks. It's like it doesn't have a face right now. But all the other ones, they got faces. And what we're gravitating to is what we're gravitating to. All right. That's it for today, man. I am going to come back on later. I am going to do another video in which we're talking more in depth with these altcoins, kind of getting ourselves in position, because I think that's one of the things that I think a lot of you, especially you newbies that are coming in, are wanting. And those of you who are already in position, you're trying to up your portfolio. You looked at it, you did the breakdown, and you may say, God, I'm about $300,000 off from $1 million, and I got 20,000 over here. That where can I put it in order to help capitalize and make the maximum amount? I think this video appeals to you too, because now you got some kind of specs and ideas of how to formulate your portfolio. And don't get caught up with buying old dinosaur coins because they ran last bull run. Just because they ran last bull run doesn't mean it's going to run this bull run. So you got to make sure you're in the right coins. Okay. And I had to evaluate my buying, and I'm trying also with my portfolio because, I'm not quite, when I figured out one of my wallets that I thought was $1 million wallet, when I really sat down, I'm like, this is only like a 272,000. I say only, that's still money, but it's like a $270 some portfolio. I'm like, I want a little bit more than that. So I had to reevaluate. Do I have enough tokens in this wallet? Do I have enough things in place? Have I bought the right cryptocurrency? Do I need to make some adjustments? Like, that's what I have to do. And you got to get this stuff on paper, man. You got to get it on paper. You got to go through, find all those wallets on those computers that you have. You got to get your stuff in order. You can't just fly by the cuff of the seat of your pants and just say, when this price gets here, because if you do, I promise you now, you're going to ride it up and you're going to ride it all the way back down because you don't have an exit strategy. This will help you with an exit strategy. It will give you some realistic numbers and expectations of what you're looking for and your tolerance level of when you need to get in and when you need to get out. All right. Been on here about 1:38. Long time, but I hope the video has been helpful. Again, I want to thank y'all for joining me today. And like I always tell you, you never learn how to swim without jumping in, and you'll never climb a mountain without stumbling. This is Chris with Crypto Secret X. I'm out, and I'll see you later. And also, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button, man. I'm at 2,700 followers. I want to get that. I want to get that number up. I need to do that. So the more you help, the more you subscribe, the more you share the video. And if you got people that are trying to get into crypto, I think this will be a great video to kind of bring some insight to them, especially when they're kind of like new and you've got them on the cuff where they're wanting to invest. I think this is a great video to let them watch there. But I want to thank y'all for joining me today, man. Let's get that subscription. Let's hit that subscription button. Hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you get immediate notifications of any videos that I release on this channel. Again, I want to thank y'all for joining me today, and I'll talk to you later.
Keep my heritage to keep me clean. Keep the devil watching over me. Save me. Save